Hi, this is Dr. Simeon Roger. Welcome back to Mind Cleansing Meditations. I hope you had a wonderful time yesterday working with the body scan meditation. It's truly a gem. Today, we have another gem to run by you. This is what we refer to as energy sensitivity meditation. This comes from Complete Reality Taoism, and it is really foundational for your health. The purpose of this meditation is really to smooth out your energy, to make your energy much more robust. Now, when we talk about energy, there are some misconceptions out there. A lot of people who sort of dabble a little bit with Taoist concepts, which includes many martial artists, for example, and others, are a little vague on how energy is interpreted in Taoism, what's really meant here. Almost everybody, of course, knows the concept of qi. And to anglicize the pronunciation of these things, qi is, of course, literally translated as energy, and everybody's familiar with that concept. However, energy depends on something else. You don't get energy without fuel. That's a very important thing. You have to have the fuel or you can't produce the energy. And in a human being, the psychosomatic mind-body organism, it's no different. You need the fuel. What is the fuel? The fuel is referred to as Jing. Jing, or vitality, is the fuel. Now, what do we mean by fuel? Well, the whole concept of fuel is very, very important. We have two kinds of fuel as human beings. What the Taoists refer to as prenatal fuel, that's the fuel we got from our parents at conception and we bring with us into this world. Then there is postnatal fuel, the fuel we get after we're born. That fuel, of course, consists of, we may think of it as, food and drink. Those are the obvious ones. But it's much more than that. Right? It goes way beyond that because we're constantly being fueled by the environment around us. We interact with many, many types of energy, with the electromagnetic field of the Earth, with cosmic energy, which means any type of energy from outside our planet that comes to our planet. And that type of energy is, of course, extremely powerful. It moves entire oceans. In addition to that, there's the obvious source of energy we have all around us, oxygen. So all of this becomes very important, and nurturing and refining your vitality, that is your fuel source, is absolutely a key to success in any type of health, immunity, longevity meditation. Now, we don't have a lot of time to get into that right now, because we have to get on with this meditation. We'll leave that for another time. In this meditation, you are again connecting two things. You're connecting your mental attention with your physiology. Again, much like what we've talked about in the last couple of days. However, today you'll be doing it just a little bit differently. So this time you're going to be identifying an ongoing energetic process that is all around you all the time. It's been going on since the moment you were born. However, your culture has never taught you to notice it. And until you notice it, you cannot consciously tap into it and really utilize it as a source of improved health, immunity, longevity. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to tap into this source. So this will enhance your energy exchange with the world around you. So let's begin with the basics. Again, this is not really a guided meditation. I'm going to outline the various steps you go through here, and you can write them down later or come back to the video. That's quite all right. But first, what we're going to do is to get a feel for this energy exchange. What I'd like you to do is simply focus on one hand, specifically on the fingertips. And as you do that, as you focus your mental attention on your fingertips, what I'd like you to do is take 3 nice, long, deep breaths. Reverse or normal abdominal breathing doesn't matter. Go ahead. I'll do it with you. Ready? Okay. Now, when you did those 3 breaths, you may have noticed that when you inhaled, you felt a sensation at your fingertips as if energy were coming in. And when you exhaled, it felt like energy was going out. So if you did not come to that realization, you might want to spend some time doing this focusing on the fingertips, maybe both hands at the same time, and just calmly do this in a meditation, and eventually you will feel this. And you'll actually begin to feel it maybe in other places. You might begin to feel it in the very sensitive point in the palm of the hands, for instance. So there are many, many places in the body where you could feel this, but starting with the fingertips is probably the best. It's one of the most obvious. So when we begin the meditation, actually the fingertips are not the first thing we focus on. When you begin the meditation, and again, you should prep for meditation the same way you would do it for the body scan, which is, get into your meditation posture, take your time, do a few of the, the stretches that we outlined last week, get limber, get relaxed, get into the meditation, do a little bit of just focusing on the breath to calm down, make sure that your thoughts get relatively calm so you can focus on this meditation, and then begin. So, the first point to focus on in this meditation, and there are essentially 9 points here we'll go through. The first is the Bai Hui point, the crown point, which we talked about yesterday. And we talked about where it is exactly, how to locate it. Right at the top of the head, the energetic point right at the top of the head. So when you focus on the Bai Hui point, together with your breathing, because you're always focusing, remember, throughout this on 2 things at once, your mental attention is partly on your breathing, but heavily on your physiology, whichever point we're focusing on. So as you do this, and you're focusing on the Bai Hui point, what you'll notice fairly quickly, maybe after a few minutes, that's okay, and if you don't feel it right away, don't worry about it, it'll come. What you'll feel again is that sort of inflow of energy as you inhale, and that sort of flow outward as you exhale. In fact, for the Bai Hui point, this sensation has been very accurately described as almost like you feel as if there's a flap at the top of your head, and it opens to exhale and goes down to inhale, something like that. It just, it feels like an opening and closing. And so you'll do the Bai Hui point first, and then you'll move on to the next point. The next point is the eyes. So simply, again, do the breathing and focus on your eyes. And again, you'll feel this in and out motion of energy. The third point is to go to your ears. And again, you'll feel that same flow. It may take some time, but that's okay. If you don't get it right away, don't worry, it'll come. Then you can try your head as an entirety, the whole head. This is a little bit, more advanced, but can you feel on the inhale energy coming in everywhere and moving out all the way around the skull? Can you do that? After that, the head, you can go to the fingertips. So do the fingertips again. You can do either one hand or both hands to get one hand at a time or both together. Doesn't matter, your preference. And then you're going to do the arms. So that's the next one. So that's number 6, that's the arms. With the arms, I do suggest you do one at a time, because what you'll be focusing on is not simply fingertips, but primarily, can you feel the energy coming in and moving out of the skin all the way around your arm? Now you can pick discrete points to focus on to heighten that sensation and see if you can detect it at other places. That's okay. And eventually you'll be able to feel it for a whole arm. Number 7 is the torso as a whole. And again, the torso is very similar in the sense you can focus on, particular points just to get used to it. Eventually you'll feel it all the way through all the time. Then you move down to number 8, the legs and the feet. So for the legs and the feet, again, it's very similar. You can actually begin with your toes. Your toes are about as energetically sensitive as your fingertips. So you can begin there if you wish, and then go to the focus perhaps various points on each leg, at taking maybe one at a time. Treat them the same way you treated the arms. And then finally, you get to the pièce de résistance, the final stage, which is the entire body at one time. Feeling the energy exchange throughout your entire body all at the same time. And when you're doing this meditation in the future, it's important to understand you can actually jump right into that stage where you're focusing on the entire body at one time. The reason I suggested going through one point at a time was so you could get used to the energy exchange. And it's very useful to do that. You'll probably want to go back to that from time to time as well, even when you're relatively accomplished at this. So when you're focusing on the entire body at a time, and again, always remember, you're focusing on two realities. The physiology, so your mental attention is connecting with your physiology, but it's also connecting with your breath. And this, of course, brings up the point, which kind of breathing? Well, to do this meditation, I strongly suggest you begin with whichever type of breathing comes most easily to you. So for most people who have even a little bit of experience in meditation, that is normal abdominal breathing. For most people. So normal abdominal breathing, you inhale and your abdomen goes out, you exhale, your abdomen pulls in. However, this tradition does strongly recommend that over time, when you're for this particular meditation, that is, you migrate from normal abdominal breathing to reverse abdominal breathing. To reverse breathing. So in reverse breathing, when you inhale, your abdomen comes in. When you exhale, it moves out. And not simply the abdomen, of course, but the entire sort of area, belt area, does this. So that's the recommendation of this tradition. But the main thing is to play with it and have fun with it. Have fun with the energy sensitivity aspect. Notice how this works. And just have fun with it. Other than that, there's really not much to say. Once you get good at it, once you can identify it throughout your whole torso at one time, your entire body that is, then there's no stopping you, and you may just enjoy spending 20 minutes, half an hour just doing this meditation. And it's extremely good for your health, and it's foundational to the Taoist longevity practice. I'm Dr. Simeon Roger, and that's it for today. We'll be back again tomorrow with another mind cleansing meditation. Take care.